The Bonneville salt flats. This piece of salt. Okay, that's not the bike. That's not the bike. We're in a freaking museum, guys. Good day, everybody. Welcome back to my channel. It is Monday, September 20-something, and I don't remember what the date is, but that doesn't matter because we are going to one of the coolest places near me, and I've been looking forward to going here like all summer. I've been trying to make it out there and I just haven't, and today I woke up this morning and I decided that I was going to do what I've been waiting to do for so long. We're gonna head out to the Dream Cycle Motorcycle Museum in Sorrento, BC. So it's about a 2-hour ride away from me. They're only open till 4 and it's like 11 a.m. right now. So I wanna try to hurry up so I have like a few hours to kind of peruse around and look at the bikes, and I'm starving. So I plan on eating lunch in their Sprockets Cafe also. But anyways, my bike is ready to go. I'm ready to go. I hope you guys are ready to go too, because we are gonna hit the road right now. I just showed up at the museum. I've got a couple hours till they close, so first things first, I'm gonna get myself something to eat, and then we're gonna walk around and check out some bikes. Not everything here is vintage, but apparently everything here has a story or some kind of significance that makes it special. Anyways, I need to eat before I do anything else, otherwise I will just be hangry the whole time, and we don't want to see me hangry. Oh man, I'm excited about this. Yeah. Thanks. Looks yummy. This is really good tomato soup. My eyes look so blue in the camera right now. Okay, now that I feel disgustingly fat, we can go with some bikes. It's a good thing you guys aren't here with me all the time, because you would have to be always waiting for me to stuff my face before we could do anything cool or fun. Okay, let's go get some bikes. So we've got an hour and a bit. Let's get this done. Let's get in there. Hoi! Ah. This is awesome. Oh my gosh, these bikes are so cool. And it's pretty crowded in here. It's small, but there's a lot of bikes, and I'm excited. What does this have to say about it? Oh, that's my birth year. 92 Honda NR750 RC40. Only 300 were made, sold for $50,000 US. Holy. Apparently you can just press this remote and then it'll tell you something about the bike. 18.
It was best known for its delicate gilded bird cages. In 1872, George
cool.
Pierce bought the other owners out. The George and Pierce Company entered the transportation field in 1891 as the demand for the bicycle grew.
Okay. I think I'm just gonna read the signs to you guys. This is such a different looking bike, man. That's so crazy. 1927 Scott Super Squirrel. 2-cylinder, 2-stroke, liquid-cooled, 3-speed transmission. Top speed of 125 kilometers an hour. First produced in 1908, this motorcycle was banned from the racing circuits due to the fact that no 4-stroke motorcycle could win against it. The model was way ahead of its time. That is so cool. That has got to be a very rare motorcycle. So crazy. And then we've got the Douglas. 1924 Douglas TS24. 348cc horizontally opposed twin 4-stroke. 2-speed transmission, no clutch, belt drive, push start. Consumption for oil, 1,000 miles per gallon. Fuel, 90 to 100 miles per gallon. A very reliable vibrationless engine and bulletproof transmission made this very popular motorcycle. Springer front end is so cool on there. And then the bicycle, 1900 Pope Columbia bicycle, model 65, shaft drive, wood rims. Pope Manufacturing produced bicycles from 1878, motorcycles and automobiles from 1905 to 1918. These bicycles are still sold today by Columbia, made in the USA. So old. That was the shaft drive there, no chain. That is a very interesting old bicycle. Sweet. Let's take a closer look at this thing. The 1912 Indian Model D, 988cc V-twin, 7 horsepower, single speed, no transmission. Leaf spring front fork suspension, mechanical linkage throttle and timing, no cables. 19,500 Indian motorcycles were built in 1912. One of the previous owners rode this bike often in the vintage ride from Victoria to Nanaimo in the 1970s. That is sweet. Made in the US of A, of course. The old Indian is so freaking cool here, guys. Oh my gosh. It's so quiet in here. I feel like I'm like the loudest person around. I'm the only person around. There's no way we're gonna be able to look at every single bike. I wonder what the deal is with the white tires. 1919 Excelsior. I've definitely heard of these ones before.
The Excelsior board track racer was created in an era when motorcycle racing was noisy, dangerous, and wildly popular, and men were men. The racers often had rock star-like status. Ignaz Schwinn owned the Excelsior Henderson Motorcycle Company. Excelsior was the underdog compared to Indian and Harley-Davidson motorcycles. The Excelsior motor was inspired by the 1915 Cyclone board tracker. The bike was built by 2 engineers that also raced, J.A. McNeil and Bob Perry. Schwinn and Perry had developed a friendship and special bond because they both lost their fathers at an early age. The 1919 Excelsior was developed in secret over several years and was finally ready to debut at the Ashcott Park race on January 4th, 1920 in Los Angeles, California. The bike featured an overhead camshaft and 1000cc engine that ran on alcohol or dope fuel. These bikes didn't have conventional controls. There is no clutch, transmission, or brakes. The exhaust pipes are short and cut off, making the running motor a noisy one. The rider started the bike, dropped it to the ground, and the bike would take off, continuing to accelerate up to 100 miles an hour. To control the bike around the turns of the board oval, there was a kill switch that would temporarily kill the power to the engine. The straight stretch had the bike roaring again to full speed. Mr. Schwinn didn't want Bob Perry to race, but he insisted. Bob also wanted to be timed. According to eyewitnesses, quote, Bob went faster than any racer had ever gone.
Cool. 3:09. Okay, we've got 50 minutes. So we're gonna try. So this is 1929 BSA 500, 493 cubic centimeters, overhead valves, hand shift 3-speed, adjustable steering damper, 2 owners from new. Holy, this motorbike was raced in the early 1930s and has some rare factory race parts. Racing magneto and high compression piston. Cool. Sweet. This thing is so crazy, man. Look at that. Massive muffler on there. 1937 Royal Enfield KX 1140cc side valve twin hand shift, 4-speed transmission, detachable and interchangeable wheels. This Royal Enfield was the largest mass-produced motorcycle in the UK at the time in 1937. It was the first year of a 3-year production run, now a very rare and desirable motorcycle. 1937 Ariel 500 Red Hunter, 497cc overhead valve steering dampers, single cylinder dual exhaust. In 1937, this was Ariel's hot race bike. This make dates back to Edwardian days, better known for engineering King Dick spanners, the wrench, built in Abingdon, England. Same place as MG cars. There's more on this side, guys. Oh my goodness. I don't have time to look at everything. Look at this bike. 1925 BSA 557H Deluxe. This motorcycle was parked in a barn in 1942 and remained there until it was purchased and brought over to Canada from England in 2005. One family ownership from new, original paint and front tire. Acetylene lights. Note the cardboard in the headlight. The last time the owner rode this motorcycle, he was concerned that he may be hit by a bomb from an airplane. The cardboard was used to reduce the light as planes would drop bombs where they could see light. My goodness. Well, Norton, that thing's in nice shape, man. Okay, 1958 Norton Manx 490cc 4-stroke double overhead DOHC single cylinder, 52 horsepower at 6,500 RPM. 4-speed transmission, top speed is 230 kilometers an hour, 309 pounds. The Manx has Ray Petty modifications, including a belt primary drive and quick 5-speed gearbox. In 1994, Phil Dyson had a considerable success racing this machine, and in the Isle of Man, the British Classic Championships. What do we have to say about here? 1937 Triumph Tiger T90, 500cc overhead valve single cylinder, 4-speed transmission, homemade carburetor, top speed in road trim 144 kilometers an hour. In a last raced condition, owned by 2 families from new. This bike was raced in Southern California in flat track racing. It was raced by Max Danskin in the 1940s, then was passed on to his nephew Will Wardwell, the current owner. Made in England. Thank you, Will, for allowing your bike to be looked at by all of us. 1920 Narracar motor. That's what it would have been in. Cool. What do we got here? 1947 AJS competition trials bike. Oh, cool. This is a very rare competition motorcycle. It was restored by the previous owner, Everett Schultz, because of its racing history. Unfortunately, he passed away without writing down its history. We do know that it was owned and last raced by Alan Watts in 1990. If you know any of this bike's history, please talk to Mark. If any of you know anything about this bike, please talk to Mark. It was made in England. So cool. AJS. Wow, beautiful bike. There is so much here, guys. I'm gonna have to come back here for sure. They don't close till the end of October, so I'm definitely making another trip out here in my truck, and I'm gonna be here when they open. It's happening. Look at a Triumph military bike. 1944 Triumph 3HW 342cc OHV single cylinder, 17 horsepower at 5,200 kilometers. At 5,200 RPM. Top speed is 115. Okay, these motorcycles were produced from 1942 to 1945, specifically for World War II. They were mainly used by the Royal Navy for dispatch duties and general liaison missions. 1969 Jawa goes from 0 to 100 kilometers an hour in 3 seconds. This bike was raced very successfully in Ontario through the 1970s. The fuel tank holds only enough fuel to make it through 6 laps of the race. Made in the Czech Republic. What is this? 1965 DKW Hummel 155. DKW means Das kleine Wunder, the little wonder. The little wonder. It was produced from 1919 to 1966. The Hummel was never exported into North America and didn't sell well in Europe. This bike is semi-restored but still retains its original paint. The very rare find was discovered in a barn outside of Edmonton. That is crazy. Man, like the things that are hiding in people's barns. Still a lot of bikes to look at. Oh my goodness. This one's cool. 1975 Montesa Kota. Swedish rider Ulf Karlsson won the Swedish Trials Championships from 1976 to 83. He also won the World Trials title in 1980. And look at that thing. Well, shoot, 1956 MV Augusta. Only a handful of these factory race bikes were made. This is the only one sold in the public for $1,320 new and is still owned by original owner Neil Tinker. In their hunt for a new ride in the 1950s, Neil and his brother Leon wrote to Count Corrado Augusta and asked to buy 2 worked replicas of his company's first world championship winning motorcycle. He said no. They persisted, wrote again, and this time got a yes. They bought a 125 and this 203. They raced those bikes all through Europe, England, and the Isle of Man. After getting married, Neil chose his wife over the bike. The bikes went to Australia with Len until his death in 2002. Neil then brought the bikes back to Canada. Here it sits in original, unrestored condition as it was last raced. There's just so much here, guys. It's really hard to look at it all. Look at this beauty. Honda. It's probably the most beautiful Honda I've seen ever in my life. And it's called a Honda Dream, of course. 1953 Honda Dream 3E. The Honda Dream 3E was a significant milestone for Honda, making it the company's first complete motorcycle. 145cc single cylinder, air-cooled overhead valves, multi-plate dry clutch, 3-speed gearbox, 5.5 horsepower at 5,000 RPM, top speed of 75 kilometers an hour, weight is 213 pounds. Wow, sounds like a bike I could ride. And a Honda 50 Cub, cute. From 1958 to 2008, 60 million Cubs were produced. Due to their ability to run forever, the Cub was used for everything and anything. Therefore, very few of the early Cubs are in nice original condition. This Cub has been owned by one family since new and only 800 original miles on it. Once produced by Royal Enfield in England and now produced in India, the Bullet has the longest unchanged production run of any motorcycle. Having remained in continuous production since 1948, the Bullet mark has passed 89 years of continuous production. Beautiful. 1966 Ducati Cadet 100. Ground up restoration done by Mark Lane and son Ryan, 17 years old. These guys close in 15 minutes and I'm not even halfway through this museum yet. What the heck, guys? (1955) BMW R50 with a 1954 sidecar. Purchased in Switzerland and brought to Canada in 1991 by the original owner's grandson, one family owned from new until coming to museum. Bridgestone. 1933 BSA W33 9 Special. Turn the crank to see how the motor works. Cool. So cool. Don't move him, don't borrow him, don't even look at him. Man, you guys, this place is insane. Get up there. So cool. Well, I'm afraid I'm gonna get locked in here. That wouldn't really be scary. That would be kind of cool. Make for a cool video, but pretty sure they would not be too happy about that if that happened. Let's start getting ready to go, guys. I know, I'm sad too. We can all cry together after I play this game. Never been on a sport bike before. Oh, the Isle of Man by Sega. Oh, that's how you select. Time is up. Fifth.
You didn't finish.
Oh, jeez. Last time I played that game. Just kidding, I'm playing it next time I come here. Okay, I've got 7 minutes. What is this? 1983 Harley Davidson XR1000 Hill Climber. Frame's been modified. First built in 1989 with XR1000 engine. Then 89 HD engine followed to the present configuration. This bike was rider Steve Drain, has 20 first place finishes, over 30 more second and third finishes at the Sand Drags and Hill Climb races in Vancouver Island. Owner Steve Drain Motorcycle Collection from Victoria, BC. So this bike, 1975 Kawasaki Z1900 Turbo Chopper. This motorcycle was purchased in 1975 by Neil Staton. All the curves in the frame were made with Bondo. He painted the frame in his apartment and got lucky as none of his neighbors discovered where the bad smell was coming from. The bike has an 1125 kit with the turbo pistons, distributor ignition, Ray J turbo kit, and custom steel wheels. Look, another one of those Armachi Harleys. 1968 Armachi Eldorado Harley Davidson. Shovelhead. 1971 Harley Davidson Electroglide FL8. This motorcycle was parked in a shed by the original owner in 1978. The summer of 2021, BC had a record-setting heat wave. It got so hot in that shed, the windshield melted and folded over. As you see it here. It was removed from the said shed in April 2022. The paint is original, one owner from new. That is how hot it can get in Canada. Melted the windshield on this bike, that's crazy. Look at this beauty though. Just a beauty. Parked in a shed, like just look at how pristine look at that seat, it's like brand new. When do you ever see those seats looking like that? Okay, it's time to go. Time to go. Closing time. Look at this motor, this bike's crazy. Vincent held the record for fastest production motorcycle. From 1948 to 73, the Kawasaki introduced the Z1900. Vincent stopped producing motorcycles in 1955 after experiencing heavy financial losses. So yeah, only produced for 3 years. It's the only one in the world?
Yes.
This Galimberti was hidden away during the Second World War so that it would not be melted down for military equipment.
Yeah.
What the heck? That must be like the most rare motorcycle.
I think there's rarer ones, but in here, having a one-off is pretty
Yeah,
cool.
the only one.
Yeah, he's got some really cool stuff in here.
Man, this is so cool. I didn't notice this. Oh no, that's the Speedo. That's the Speedo.
Look at it.
Yeah, that's for the Speedo. See?
Yes, it is. Yeah.
Isn't that cool?
Old Speedo drive.
Man. Okay, I'll get out of here.
Yeah.
Here, just let me get a couple shots. My name's Angel, by the way.
Angel Kimberly,
Yeah,
nice to meet you.
So, I'm just going to leave the museum, and my bike is totally dead. Like, it won't start. Nothing at all from the battery. Not even a click. So luckily, some of the museum workers are still here, and they're checking to see if there's any booster cables in the shop. I need to take my seat off to be able to get to the battery. Thank you. I'm so glad you guys are here still. Like,
Yeah.
the last couple times I went to start it, like the battery kind of clicked a little bit.
12.5 volts.
Is that what it's saying?
Yep.
Okay, so with the ignition on? That's weird.
Yeah, I can just pull the truck over here.
Can't even give it any throttle without it wanting to die. Do you know anybody who can rescue me? Okay, right. I'm freaking stranded in Salmon Arm. Johnny let me down. Okay, I think I'm gonna push my bike around the back of this building. Don't slow down now, bike. We can do it. We can do it. Okay, it's pretty dark out now, and it's pretty chilly. It's so sketchy.